How many times have you gotten complacent in your life? Just be honest with yourself. If you're a young man, chances are it's a lot. Getting complacent is the killer of man. This applies to everything, whether it be you getting a girlfriend and getting complacent with your goals, or you getting up to a good level and building a physique and then getting complacent. You start to go out a lot more and you start to stop tracking your calories. What happens then? You go backwards in whatever aspect you got complacent in. You lose all the drive and motivation that you once had. How many times in your life are you gonna let this happen to you, bro? It's time you took control of your life again. A lot of young men go through their grind period where it's head down and they grind for most of the day and they do that for a set period of time. What happens then? They see some success. They get to enjoy things that they have never experienced before. And now the complacency comes into play. They get comfortable with where they're at, so they settle. Now, not only are they not growing anymore, but they're slowly chipping away at the success they have built so far. And without even realizing, if they stay complacent for too long, they're back to square one to start their journey all over again. Some young men realize that they're being complacent and actually does something about it. Whether it be ending friendships or relationships, or whether it be changing their environment so that it's better aligned with the work they're doing. Bro, my life has been full of complacency. I built this physique that I'm proud of, but I got too comfortable, and in the days of lockdown here in New Zealand, I got too comfortable and I started eating a lot. I spent 6 years building this physique, and the confidence that I had literally withered away once I gained weight. And that weight that I gained, I have still not been able to lose it because I have never gotten this fat in my life. Now I can cope all I want and say, yeah, guys, I went on a dirty bulk, but in reality, I just got fat and complacent, bro. Right now, I'm on a 57-day streak on tracking my calories on MyFitnessPal. I'm eating around 2050 calories this week, but I'm not seeing any results just yet. But yeah, this is what happens when you get comfortable and complacent. Another reason that young men in the modern day get complacent is because of the modern addictions. It's so easy to get distracted these days with social media and Netflix and all that bullshit. Most young men can't focus on a task for more than 10 minutes before they have to check their phone. Oh yeah, I might miss that one notification of my friend liking my post. Most young men these days, with the rise of TikTok, have the attention spans of goldfish. You need to think to yourself, are your goals and purpose less important compared to the easy fucking dopamine you get from social media? You might think it's harmless checking your phone for 2 seconds, but trust me bro, that shit adds up. Also, once your attention gets deterred away from the task at hand, it takes approximately at least 10 more minutes for your attention to get regained back. So every time you check your phone, you get distracted and it takes 10 more minutes to regain your focus. How many 10-minute chunks are you willing to give away from your time and your day, bro? Chances are, if you're chasing success, not a lot. The idea of complacency really comes into play when you have already reached a good level of success and now you can afford to lose time to social media. So now you have to ask yourself, are you willing to stay in the same place forever? Or are you willing to go levels above that? This somewhat relates to the stick or twist concept by First Man. If you didn't know, it's basically if you're gonna stick, as in stay in the same place and cash out, or if you're willing to twist and sacrifice a lot more and reach for levels above what you're currently at. Stick basically means that you're being complacent. It means that you're being comfortable and you're willing to settle. If you want to get into the top 1% of men, or the top 0.1% of men, you can't be sticking or getting complacent. Even after you get to a good level of success, you must always think that there's room for improvement. You must think how you can tweak certain things in your life so that you get the best return on investment out of it. Men in the top 1% or the 0.1% improve on all aspects of life. Once they get to the maximum level of success in one area of life, they now think that how they can do it in other areas of life as well. But you are out here getting a good level of success in one area of life and getting complacent in it as well. You haven't even thought about the other areas of life. So how do you expect to get to the top 0.1% of men? 100% you can do it. Anyone can do it. But you have to twist, bro. You can't be sticking no matter what the situation is. The modern man is weak, so he will fold under the least amount of comfort. You must always remember that men grow out of discomfort. Getting out of your comfort zone is the key to reaching a good level of success in anything. Getting complacent now means that you're screwing your future self over. And that's one of the worst things that you can do for yourself. And I have been there, done that. And it's not a good feeling when I think what I could have done instead, which have led to my benefit. But now I have to deal with the consequence of it because the younger version of me chose to be complacent. Sometimes people misunderstand taking a break with being complacent. Taking a break means that you will get back on the grind soon. Being complacent means that you're willing to settle until you realize it's the wrong decision, and that realization can happen in a few months or it might even take years. Say, for example, you get into a relationship and you get complacent. Slowly but surely, you start going to the gym less often. You stop taking care of your nutrition. You start eating a lot more junk food. And you start getting lazy and unmotivated as well. So you slowly but surely stop chasing your dreams and goals. And all of this happened because of the relationship. This is a reality that most men face these days. And guess what? She loses attraction to you because she was attracted to the ambitious, motivated, and the driven man in the first place. Once that goes away, she's not attracted to you anymore. And you won't even realize that it was the fault of the relationship as to why you got complacent. Until in some cases, years pass by, or in some cases, until the relationship is broken. That's why I'm saying that it might take years for that realization to happen. Why do you think most men gain weight in a relationship? Because they get complacent. They don't want to admit it, but that's the truth. That's the two I've seen to be most prominent with young men. The first one is they see a little bit of success with their business and they choose to be complacent. Or they get into a relationship and automatically get complacent. Sometimes it's a woman's fault, sometimes it's not. So I'm not blaming women here, but sometimes she's going to be like, oh, let's go do this, or let's go to this restaurant. So then it becomes her fault. But to be fair, she's just trying to keep the relationship interesting. Whereas if you weren't in a relationship, you'll be doing things that's most aligned with your goals. Like going to the gym, getting your nutrition in check, tracking your calories, sleeping early, and getting a good night's sleep as well. Focusing on your business for most of the day. You can't do this shit in a relationship, do you know what I mean? This is why you need to be aware of this before you get into a relationship in the first place. If you're aware of this, you won't get into a relationship. Most guys aren't aware of it until they go through 2 or 3 relationships and it starts becoming a pattern and now they realize it. The best thing for you to do to not get complacent in a relationship is to put your purpose and your mission before the relationship. As a man, your purpose and mission should always come first, and things like relationships always come secondary. Some girls don't understand this and some do. Some girls want all your attention and some don't. So you need to gauge which type of person you're actually getting into a relationship with in the first place. If she's really attracted to you, bro, she will understand and support you. But if she doesn't, then you two aren't compatible anymore. That's all the relationship advice I have for you, bro. Just don't get complacent, because that will be the end of you. You will literally waste years of your life without even realizing, and then you will look back and think, what the fuck have I been doing for so long? And the other thing, as I mentioned before, is men getting complacent in the gym. Now, what do I mean by getting complacent in the gym? I mean that when they get up to a certain level in their physique or the weight that they lift, they get complacent. If you're a big bodybuilder, you're more likely to get complacent with your physique because you don't really see your weak points. Because you're already so big, so you won't notice your weak points unless someone points it out to you. And the same with the amount of weight that they lift as well. When you get up to a certain weight, if you're already advanced in the gym, you get kind of complacent with it. This has happened to me. I got up to 40 kg in incline dumbbell press and stayed there for like 9 months without moving further up. There was so much more room for improvement, but I just stayed stuck there at 40 kg when I could have progressively overloaded a lot more. Anyway, I hope you learned why you shouldn't get complacent in this video, and I wish you the best of luck on your self-improvement journey, bro.